All right, so we have this 87 El Camino. This El Camino has had a motor swap with crate blueprint engines, SBC, that's claiming 500 horsepower. And shortly after the motor went in, the diff started making noise. The rear axle in this car is a 7.5 inch. And when we take the cover off, this is what we find. Missing a couple of teeth. There's really not a lot that you can do for the 7.5 inch axle. It's just small and weak and sorry. So going back in our El Camino, we got an axle from Quick Performance. This axle has a Ford 9-inch third member. It's got posi in it. We have the Explorer disc brakes going on, and we have the oversized axles that are way back there in the background. They're the 31 spline axles. There is an upgrade for these 87 El Camino if you had like if we were closer to the time of its production, you go to the junkyard and you could just take a rear axle out of a G body, and they're you just take an axle out of any G body, and it's an 8.5 inch, and that was a great direct fit swap. But these days, you're not going to find too many G bodies at the junkyards. It's so long since they were produced. So replacing the axle is a great option, and Quick Performance makes great options for replacements. Here is the blueprint engine. This was a crate motor that went in. Hopefully we're going to get to fix the AC on this at some point. The motor went in and the AC didn't get hooked up. We'd like to fix that at some point. This is a nice little El Camino. Like I'm saying, it makes 500 horsepower. It's doing it with just a carburetor. The transmission is 700 R4. We're not too sure about how long that's going to take the abuse. But everything in that axle that we're about to stick under here is rated to handle 600 horse. It's got the third member has the upgraded 1350 billet yoke on it, so we can run a larger U-joint and have a nice drive shaft that'll support that power. And this thing's going to be radical.